Yo, what's up? How y'all doing out there? Welcome to What Song Is This? Where we talk music, man. We back again. It's been a long time. Shout out to the homie Marcelino, co-creator of What Song Is This? He is amazing, a genius, and forever like one of my favorite people in entertainment. I can't wait until we get to the point where we can like put him in charge of like all the audio, and he'd be like, "Yo, I remember when like I came to y'all that idea." His audio was crisp.
Incredible.
It was crisp. It was mad crisp. He was sitting there doing it with the. I'm like,
it was wild, incredible.
It was so mad. Yeah. So big shout out to Marcelino. Marcelino, actually, I'm gonna hit you up if you got free time, man. Actually, well, COVID-19 and all that, but I mean, come through, hang out with the homies, man. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But anyways, it's What Song Is This, man? So we talk music without all of the extra bullshit, all the political agendas. We're not really attached to anybody artistically. So we just talk about music. So today, my question to you was, what are the three biggest...
You gonna lead with that one?
Or you want to say that one for last?
Nah, I mean, if we want to leave with that one, we can leave with that one.
No, go ahead, big fella.
I was going to say let's leave with the best female
Actually, what music have you been listening to lately? Actually, let's start this off. Let's actually start this off with what music have you been listening to lately?
Lil Key's album.
Okay, shout out to Lil Key.
Lil Key, it's called Trapped on Cleveland 3.
Yeah, all right.
Playing Trapped on Cleveland 3 a lot. I actually been playing Playboi Carti's first album a lot.
Really? Okay.
I actually had never heard his whole first album.
Really?
Nah, I never heard the
classic,
whole first album.
Classic.
Kelly K
Classic.
is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Classic.
No, Kelly K is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Half and half. This and that part of the song.
Like I had heard half the album, but I never heard all the songs. I think I just woke up one day. I was like, I'm gonna play it. So that one I've been playing that a lot. I've been playing Polo G a lot.
Which Polo G songs?
21, the song with Juice WRLD, and
Love
then
21,
and then Be Something, song with Lil Baby. Nas album is dope. I like Nas album. You good, bro?
I forgot I put the shot in there.
Oh, okay.
When we was doing happy hour,
Nas album is dope. I've been playing Nas album crazy. I've also been playing. Can't Ban the Snowman. They finally put it on Apple Music.
Okay.
So I've been playing Can't Ban the Snowman a lot too. And yeah, I mean, obviously I be playing Drake and Juice WRLD and like the normal stuff. I've also been playing myself a lot actually.
Yeah, good, as you should. Did a good job with that.
Which is how I know I like it, cause like usually I don't play my own music, but like I be playing my own music. Like I fuck with this.
I personally play my own music a lot, but that's because like when I make things, I make them to reflect on those moments, but also like I feel like it's a cathartic thing for me. Like some songs I make but like, you know, the way I make music, the way we make with Rolodex is like I kind of just make it and freestyle it and kind of feel it out in the moment, and like 90% of that I won't use, but also a good portion of it I will use, but also some of them bars I might not use, because like even that bar I had on Halstead, that Will Smith bar, I had used that like 3 times in 3 different songs that I had sent you that was like rough demos, but I had never like put it in a song that I had put out. So I was waiting on that bar to try to use that in the right context, because I even had another because we had a song that we made called Gang for Real. And literally that verse, I was debating on this verse. Should I go and drop some real shit, trying to get my niggas out the hood like I'm Will Smith, make a little icon, make a motherfucking let like that. I used that on that song. But then when we did Halstead, I used that on that song.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, I just kind of feel that way about that. Like it's just certain records where like I listen to, where like I keep them around. But even with those records, like we did that and we freestyled that, and I never thought we would ever put those records out. And then I was like, yo, let's put them out with Vic. And then Vic was like, yo, I'll do it. But if Vic never actually agreed to do those records would never been, they never would have came out. Because those two sounds, neither of us was even on. Even Vic was like, yo, I ain't rapped off no shit that sound like this in a minute.
Yeah.
He said that when we was in the studio.
Yeah, I remember.
So personally, I understand that, but also with me, like I just be listening to records that I make when I make some new ones, stuck with those. But I've been listening to a lot of old R&B. Like I just don't really rock with a lot of new rap, and not meaning that I don't, I dislike it. I'm just not seeking it out. And none of it has really popped off the radar for me personally to the point where like I have to listen to it. Like Roddy Ricch literally made me have to listen to him because he was so much everywhere to the point where I'm not the kind of guy that when I hear artist's big song, like when I hear the box, I'm not the guy that's like, okay, I'm gonna listen to the box 100 times. I'm the guy that's like, I'm gonna listen to the box like 15 times and I hear when I go out. But let me go listen to Roddy Ricch catalog. So that made me actually go back and listen to his actual mixtapes and albums. So I actually got to understand who he was as an artist. So I'm one of those kind of people where like when I hear your hit single, I go back and I listen to your old records and I live with those before I like even the baby. Once the baby cracked off with Suge, I went and listened to all his old stuff because I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna have to hear forever. So let me actually understand your story. And you know, so with that, I actually, like that's kind of how I deal with a lot of new artists. So I wait for them to crack off to me, but also I wait for I'll put it this way. I wait for old artists that put out new projects when they go on media circuits for them to talk about new artists. Because even like I'm a Logic fan and like a lot of people hate me for being a Logic fan, but so what? Whatever. I don't care. I like his music. I personally find a personal attachment to it, so I listened to it, and I heard him being like, yo, I love like all the new rappers, and he kept mentioning Polo G. And like, although I'm from Chicago, like I don't really seek out new Chicago music because a lot of it is mostly drill, and like I'm just in a different headspace than being there. Like I'm not there every day, so like I'm not in that headspace. Like I actually even said it in the other song, like yo, like it used to be a gas station there, but that was back when I used to live there. I ain't been there in a while. Like that's just how it is. It's real life. So him mentioning Polo G, and then when he was like, damn, Polo G from Chicago, I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that. And then when I heard him say he was from the Northwest side, I'm like, okay, all right, that's cool. So like I rock with his story and seeing what he doing is dope. I rock with it. I like everybody that's from Chicago that's doing something positive and that's doing something dope because there's way too many people getting killed in Chicago. So I really hope all of the people out there that's doing dope stuff continue to do dope stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I kind of find artists from like older artists that I really enjoy mentioning new artists.
Nah, sometimes I go on like just I'll like let me just like see what like the kids listen to, and like if I see somebody tweet about a record, I'll go listen to it. But me, I'm not the person that's gonna listen to your whole project. But that's like with anything. Like
I listen to your whole project.
Nah, I'm not gonna.
See, I will listen to your whole project. I don't like listening to your singles. Like I'm the kind of person where if I hear about you and I think you decent, I'm going to listen to your whole project and I'm going to listen to the first 7-8 songs and you get about 15 minutes. And if I rock with it, I rock with it and I keep going. And then if it's songs beyond that, I listen to the features after the first 7-8. And if I like those, then I'll play the whole album.
Nah, it's very, very rare I'm going to play a whole
project. Because it's so much music now, including my own.
Yeah, like
That's why I just put stuff out because I'm like, whoever want to hear this, if you listen to it, you listen to it. And a couple people have posted, and I'll be like, all right, cool. That you got that message, and that was for you.
It's very rare I'll play somebody's whole project unless I know you already. Me, I'm like, let me find your single, let me find a record I'm rocking with, or I'll look at your project and be like, all right, these songs look like they might be good. I'll play this.
Yeah.
And then maybe I might get around if I really, really rock with you enough to listen to your whole project. Or like me listening to your one project don't mean I'm like continue listening to you. But as long as you give me just like a couple records that like I like, it's all love with me, bro. Like I don't expect to play somebody's whole project unless I really, really like it. Like it's very few projects where I'm like, yo, I need to play this whole album. Like if you give me 4 records, 5 records out of, for instance, Juice WRLD, right? Juice WRLD first project. The first 5 songs are some of the best songs in hip hop history to me. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't have to listen to the rest of the project. You gave me 5 songs I'm never gonna stop playing, bro. That shit's classic.
Yeah, literally. Like them first 5 records
I'm never gonna not play that.
Riddance.
I'm never gonna not play those songs, bro.
What's your favorite of all of those 5?
All Girls Are the Same.
For me personally, it's Wasted.
And
not even because of Uzi, even though Uzi went crazy, but just because of that hook.
It's between All Girls
GTA Love, Bitches Wasted. Like
it's between
like yo, like that's wild because literally when you get murdered on GTA, it's wasted.
It's between All Girls Are the Same and Lean With Me. Like every time I drink, I play Lean With Me and Put a Cup in the Sky for Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. Yeah. Every time I drink, I literally play Lean With Me and I put a cup in the sky for Juice WRLD. So it's like or even on Juice WRLD's second album, you gave me what is it? 1-800-Cupid, whatever it's called, and now whatever's Cupid. Like I'm gonna play that song for the rest of my life. There's never gonna be a time which I don't play that record. But it's like I also think that when it comes to music, I think that like when rap came out, it became such a, you gotta have 20 fire songs to have a classic album. And my thing is, bro, if you gave somebody
20 fire songs,
or like 20 or 15, whatever,
nah, you can get about. I mean, nowadays it depends on what you. I don't know. Like, you an artist. Like, how many songs do you want somebody to listen to your project to consider
if
to be a
somebody
classic?
can play 3 of my records forever, I succeeded.
Yeah, but does that make those 3 records fire, or does that make the whole project a classic?
Yeah, if you get 3 records that like, if you, for instance,
But also, how do you define a classic? Do you define it? Cause I put it this way, like I feel like personally, I got a couple records that I think are classic records. But now I'm not saying that they was big hit records, but I feel like they was classic records because to the people that really like those songs, like Plane Ticket, like it's literally a choreographer that be choreographing all, or however you want to say it, that is the choreographer for like all of these large artists like Future, all these dudes that do choreography for all these videos. And she loved Plane Ticket, and literally every single time she see me, she literally like, fuck with me, you get a plane ticket. So like, to me, the people that really like that record is a classic to me. It's not a hit record.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of records that I like that. But even thinking about like a G Scott record, like that G Scott record with Mr. Gage, that he got on I think it was called Lost in Vegas.
Shout out to G Scott.
Yeah, shout out to G Scott. That record to me is a classic. Like that, when I think of G Scott, to me personally, that's the record I think of. But also that project for him was a big project for him, so that project is a classic.
I mean,
you feel me?
I just think that, when you look over time in music, it's like the things that really stick out are like records. Like, people for the most part are not really out here playing whole projects every single day.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a person who plays.
It depends on the era that you listen to. Like, what era what era of music is your favorite? Like, my favorite era of music is like the like 65 to really like 88.
You weren't playing whole projects.
Yes, yeah, depending on who you listen to. I am.
I
am. Off the Wall, I'm playing the whole project.
I'm not. I don't even like all Off the Wall.
N Square Circle, I'm playing that whole project.
Never heard the whole project, but I've heard
this. The Stevie Wonder's album.
I'm just not a.
What's the one? Hotter Than July. Heard that whole album.
I'm not playing these whole projects. I'm playing.
I'm playing
these songs that
like,
I really.
Like my mom. Like, I grew up with my mom playing entire CDs.
Not me.
So she didn't just play, like, she had songs that she would play when she was jamming on Friday nights, but usually she would let people hold CDs ride. So like, I'm used to hearing people hold CDs from the 80s, from the 70s, from the 60s.
The only
like Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. You never heard that whole album?
No.
Come on,
I've heard What's
G.
Going On in Sexual Healing.
G. That's like one of the greatest. That's one of the greatest bodies of work ever made.
It might be, but it's
no,
like
it's not. It might be. It is.
It probably
Go
is.
listen to it.
I've heard What's Going On. I've heard
it. Literally influenced. It influenced so much of the music.
It probably is. I've heard What's Going On and I've heard Sexual Healing. But I said the only
but Sexual Healing is not on What's Going On, G.
Oh, I've heard What's Going On.
What's Going On is a song. What's Going On is an album, G. What's Going On is considered to be one of the greatest albums of all time.
Like nobody was playing that in the stuff I came up off of was like Paul Hardcastle. My dad always played Paul Hardcastle. Sade, which is why I love Sade. But even when I listen to Sade, like, I don't always, outside of like Diamond Life and maybe Love Deluxe, which honestly, to keep it all the way funky with you, most of the times I play Sade is like when I'm with a woman. It's like I'll just put it on in the background.
Sade all the time. Could be by myself.
I mean, like, I do, but like
a couple J skis.
I do, but it's like in the morning.
Turn on the visualizer.
I do, but it's like
Sade, Diamond. But honestly, I honestly grew up on Sade's greatest hits. I never used to listen.
Yeah, me too.
Sade is the only artist whose albums I never listened to. I only listen to their greatest hits.
Well, no, I played Love Deluxe. Like when my dad, I bought Love Deluxe. But like as I got more, that's not on Love Deluxe. That's
I know that's not on
okay.
Love Deluxe.
But like as I got more into it, I would play like Sade's whole albums. But like usually when I play Sade,
wasn't that on Sade?
Diamond Life. She was
on Diamond Life.
Diamond Life. It's the first song. It's that Smooth Vibe. First song of Diamond Life. But not like as I got into it more, I would play that.
I had her greatest hits, the one where she was on it and it was like tan.
Yeah,
it had a big bright
I think
orange.
Everybody
and it had a big bright orange sticker on the cover.
Yeah, that's how everybody listened to Sade. But like what
usually, like my mom used to play the songs, and I remember when the movie came out with Whitney Houston and Denzel Washington, whatever movie that was.
The Bodyguard.
Not The Bodyguards, like The Preacher's Wife or whatever.
I never
like
seen
Sade had she had a song for that movie. I feel like Ordinary Love was a part of that, like marketing
was.
campaign or something like
It
that.
might have been.
I feel like that. Like I remember that from a kid, and I was just like, oh, Sade. Like I was like young, like
No, you were like 2 years old.
but I still remember seeing it and being like, yo.
I don't think you have memory from 2 years old.
How you gonna tell me what I remember, bro?
Because I think like the earliest you start remembering is like.
G, how are you gonna tell me what I remember, G?
What's the earliest you start? Like,
let me see. Actually, see now you finna make me look
what's
it
the
up.
earliest a person starts remembering? Cause I don't think you start remembering at 2 years old, bro. I feel like 5 is when you start remembering.
G, you wild.
Nah, I'm dead. I feel like 5 is when you start remembering. G.
Hold on. Sade Ordinary Love. Let me see. I remember seeing it when I was a kid. Sade Ordinary Love came out in 92.
92?
In 92 it says. But I legit remember seeing that video. I remember seeing
the video, yeah. You probably saw it in 92,
I don't know when I saw it, but I just know I remember seeing it.
It says few adults can remember anything that happened to them before the age of 3. Now a new study has documented that it's about age 7 when our earliest memories start to begin to fade. A phenomenon known as childhood amnesia. It's long known that most people's earliest memories go back to about 3.
Oh no, you know what? It was in the movie Indecent Proposal. That's
okay.
Funny.
I'm like,
wait a minute, hold on. Okay, well, fine. I'm trying to think of which movie that was, but I remember that song.
Bro, you not remember that 2 years
But that's
old.
one of the first songs I remember ever. I gave you all. Like I remember No Ordinary Love. That's one of the first songs I ever remember. Like personally, I'm just saying. So I don't care how old I was. I could have been 3. It don't matter. That was one of the first songs I remember. And I remember seeing that music video.
I remember that
and being kind of like, whoa. But also, I think it was Whitney Houston who had a song. And she was the one who did a movie with like the preacher's wife.
I kind of miss Whitney Houston whole era.
Yeah, see, I didn't miss Whitney Houston.
My grandma wasn't playing no Whitney Houston.
You don't rock with Whitney Houston? You never listen to Whitney Houston great hits?
No.
Turn it on, G.
My grandma was like,
turn it on, G. Catch a new vibe.
My dad is from the like 60 now. He's from the South, so it's like my grandmother never really played music at home. She never played music.
Yeah,
and
but
if
just
she did,
Whitney Houston, G.
She wasn't playing no damn.
You
Whitney
never
Houston.
heard With Somebody Who Loves Me?
Yeah, who hasn't heard that song? It's one of the biggest songs of all time.
I know.
Like you can go out the house by mistake. And
okay, is that a pop record or R&B record?
Pop record.
How do you define pop though? Is pop not R&B?
No, I think the sound of it is like. I think of pop music when I hear that. Even like the sound of it.
So is Lil Nas X pop?
Yes.
Then how is that pop?
What is Lil Nas X pop?
Yeah, Old Town Road is pop.
It's a pop song.
How?
It's a pop song.
How?
What you mean how?
He said it was a country song, and then they said it was a rap song. How is it a pop song?
I mean, you can say okay, country song is fine, but I don't think it's a hip hop record. Like I don't think hip hop when I just thought like this argument with. But also like now
I feel like I was having this argument with Glasses Malone. And
but also now
I was telling him that Lil Nas X was pop and not rap.
But also
he was
now,
trying to argue me that Drake wasn't like hip hop, and I'm like, come on. Drake.
But also now it's so like the lines are so. I don't think pop music has a sound anymore.
Pop music is just popular music.
Yes, but no, I will argue with yes, but I think that pop music. I think that when Katy Perry dropped Dark Horse and it had them 808 trap drums on it, that's when the sound. I mean, no, dead ass, bro. Pop music up until then still had a popular music. There was a formula and a sound of pop music. I feel like once she dropped that, all the lines got screwed and like the sound of pop music died.
Actually, that's gonna be the name of this. Katy Perry changed pop music.
I swear to God, G, literally, once she dropped Dark Horse in like 2012, because before you had Teenage Fever, you had California Girls, you had those early Taylor Swift records when she was just breaking out.
Yeah, but them Taylor Swift records
the first ones were country.
That Mary
no, real quick. No, look, TPJ,
that was all country.
The first ones were country, but then she started moving a little bit more pop. Like You Belong to Me is a little bit more pop.
No, it's not. It's a country record.
Blank Space. Blank Space is a pop record.
Okay, that's a pop record. Okay,
like
but that's one. That's one.
It started. It's listen. It started moving.
It's still a country record though.
It's still country, but it had a little bit more pop influence.
She just dropped the alternative record. So you gonna tell me she's still pop?
Katy, she be
doing. I'm talking about Taylor Swift. See, this is what I'm saying.
I haven't heard it, so I can't comment because I haven't
listened to that.
I haven't.
Yo, low key, I'm gonna listen to that album.
I haven't.
I'm gonna listen to Taylor Swift's like Folklore or whatever the name of the album.
But no. I really believe pop music still had a sound up until she dropped that record, and then once she dropped that record, it's like they became infested with 808s. And like the sound of quote unquote pop music, I think went away once Katy Perry dropped that Dark Horse record. Like the early 2010s, I feel like was the last time that pop music still had like a sound to it. Now I don't know what pop music is anymore. Like, do pop artists even exist? I feel like pop artists are like rappers now. Like, these young rappers are the new pop artists.
Who are the young rappers that are the new pop artists?
Like, Juice WRLD to me was a pop artist.
No, he wasn't. He was a rapper.
Nah, I feel like have you heard like Come and Go?
Yeah, but I heard Lean With Me, Rock With Me. I heard All Girls All the Same.
Lean With It.
He's rapping.
Yeah, but I'm talking like after that. Like those songs. Like those songs. You mean like after that. Like after the first album.
I didn't listen to the second album a lot.
I did. Like I feel like a lot of that.
It was a little too out there for me. And that's no offense to Juice. It was a little.
We hear me calling on it.
It was just like a lot more of his like emo like pop sound, and I
fucked with it.
But I'm a fan of the first 5 songs of Goodbye and Good Riddance.
Personally, I think with Juice WRLD, I told you I think Juice WRLD.
No. I'm not arguing against his talents. He's one of the greatest, honestly, songwriters ever. Because even them 5 songs, you're not gonna remember 5 songs from another artist or 4 songs from an artist like even that. More than you are from those 4 songs of Juice WRLD's album. So I'm not discrediting him as an artist. What I'm saying is that I just always thought him as of a hip hop artist. I didn't think of him as a pop artist.
That's fair, but I think that I feel
like he's a rapper. Like the rappers regard him with the greatest regard because he's
he can
a great
freestyle,
rapper.
but also like the bro makes his music as far as like. On his albums, I think he makes a lot of pop music. I think he goes back and forth. Like he can make a rap record, but he can also make a pop record.
I think he can too, but he's still a rapper though. He's still a hip hop artist. He's not a pop artist.
I'm saying like the sound of pop music, I don't know what it is anymore. Like early 2000s, right? You say what's a pop song? You can tell somebody like what a pop song sounds like from that era. Now, what does a pop song sound like? I think it sounds like a lot of hip hop, and I think like the beginning of that was the Katy Perry Dark Horse record. I could be wrong, but I think the Katy Perry Dark Horse record was the beginning.
I've never heard that take, but that's funny. Katy Perry ended pop.
Literally, she put
While
Juicy
Marcus
J.
Gasol was popping threes in the first quarter. The Nets were doomed.
She put Juicy J on that record.
Yeah.
And they had them 808. I think Mike Will might have maybe did something like that. They put the 808 trap drums on there. That was the same time when Miley Cyrus did that J's on My Feet 21 record with Wiz in them. Yeah. And it's like pop music never sound the same since. Before then, you still had clear this is like Fergie Glamorous was a clear pop record. Yeah. Teenage Dream is a clear pop record.
Was it?
What
Glamorous? It had hip hop R&B. It sounded like an R&B record.
Nah, it was pop.
We flying first class.
It was pop.
That's not a pop record. That's an R&B record. That's an R&B record. That's an R&B record. It's only pop because she was with the Black Eyed Peas and made boom boom boom.
Nah, not even. I just think if you listen to R&B at that point in time, it's a little bit slower. Like that was a little bit fluffier. Promiscuous.
Talking champagne. Shout out to Ludacris.
Now, I'll say London Bridge was more of a hip hop influence.
London Bridge, what's that?
My London Bridge are falling down. The Fergie record. London Bridge, Fergie. Polo the Don made the beat.
I do not remember that one.
Anyway, but I still feel like hip hop music had a sound throughout the 2000s.
I remember that national anthem.
That national anthem was one of the funniest national anthems. Probably the funniest national anthem of all time. Shout out Fergie, but she know that was hilarious.
I'm sorry. I tried to. I could.
But yeah, I feel like pop music. I feel like hip hop completely. But also, I feel like that's why when you go out, remember when we would go out in the early 2010s?
Yeah.
Like hip hop wouldn't be playing at some places.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even have
when you would go to the Brig. Yeah, I miss going to the Brig.
I do too.
I ain't been to the Brig. Geez, the Brig even open? The Brig closed?
I was over in like Venice the other day when I went to I think they had like a sign.
The Brig closed?
I think don't quote me on that. I think it did. But it was like you could go out in the early 2010s and end up like, I'm talking about like 2011, 2012, 2013.
Damn, the Brig closed?
I'm not sure if it did, but I think it did.
That's unfortunate.
But you could go out and like literally a lot of places and like a lot of places didn't play rap because they didn't have to. Like now it's impossible to not play hip hop music because hip hop is pop now. Whereas before, pop still had a sound. I feel like every genre is infused by hip hop right now. Like hip hop is the new pop music.
That's interesting. What's the biggest pop song right now?
Exactly. WAP.
What's WAP?
Cardi B and Megan.
Is it WAP or WAP?
Whatever it's called.
Yeah. What did you think about the wet ass kitty? What do you think about that?
I thought
song?
Cardi B went crazy on Megan Thee Stallion. Whoever wrote Cardi B verse took off for her. Cardi B had the best verse. I don't know why people Cardi B clearly had the best verse. She said, I want you to touch the little thing in the back of my throat. What? What did you just say to me on record? What did you just say to me? I've never heard a human being in all the years of nasty songs. I've never heard a human being say that. She went to the moon on that record, dog. She went to the moon. Whoever wrote her verse, if she took part in it, whoever did that went crazy.
That's hilarious.
I like the record. It's cool. I mean, I'm not about to be sitting there listening to the song all day because, like, no, but it's a good record.
Yeah, number one, I'm not listening to it because actually, Karis LeVert has average. Oh, look. He was average. Look.
All right, so
I'm sorry, we had a bet. Pavy and I had a bet. Pavy owed me a bottle of Douce.
I know, yes.
If I do say something,
I was right on line until the Raptors did something serious to that man.
NBA. But back to a WAP or WAP or whatever you want to pronounce it. I thought the video was really good. Colin Tilley is one of the greatest directors to ever.
He did that?
Yeah. He's one of the greatest directors to ever direct any music videos ever. I really wish I could have been in that class with Colin Tilley because I really felt like personally I could have competed back then when I was a music video director. Now I think about music video, and stuff like that. I can't even like think of nothing creative no more for music videos. Like I feel like everything has been seen already, unless you just filming where you at. And I think that's the most authentic thing you can really kind of do now. But it's a good song. I like the song. The thing I didn't like about it was the way dudes reacted. Like dudes reacted like they never seen some WAP. Like, but also you gotta realize like
on the internet.
But a lot of these dudes really ain't never seen no
WAP.
WAP.
By the way, real quick, No Guidance is still
never had that Fiji water flood.
Real quick, No Guidance is still in the top 50 on iTunes.
Y'all never had that washing machine before, so y'all don't understand.
But I'm like, look, this is the top. This is
but I'm just saying that they never had that washing machine, so they don't know what it is. But they don't know when that thing goes, and then they go, and then all the water leave the washing machine.
But
I'm just saying they made a song called WAP. I'm talking about a washing machine.
Nah, but look, these are like the top. Like, granted, this is iTunes chart. These top. Like,
read them. Come on, man.
It's number 1 WAP, number 2
for pop.
No, for all genres.
Okay.
WAP, then there's Laugh Now, Cry Later, then it's For the Night, Pop Smoke.
Wow, Laugh Now, Cry Later is not beating WAP?
No. I mean, but WAP is WAP is one of the, WAP might be the biggest record of the year. Outside of Blinding Lights. What?
No comment.
You said what?
I'm not saying nothing.
Say it. What you got to say?
I'm not saying nothing.
Say it.
I'm not saying nothing.
Why you can't say it?
I'm not saying nothing.
Why?
I just find it interesting.
Why you find it interesting?
Huh?
Why is it interesting?
I just find it interesting that that's still the number 1 song right now.
Okay. This is iTunes charts, by the way.
I mean, yeah, but that's the number 1 place where people go to buy records. So
Pop Smoke, For the Night.
Number what?
3. Number 4, wow. Pop Smoke, Mood Swings.
Really? Wow.
Number 5, 24.
Yeah, that song's been doing numbers for some reason.
Women love it.
No, I love it though. Shawty me catching mood swing.
It's cool.
It's fire.
It's fire. It's just like I'm not about to be.
Honestly, Woo Yeah off the Deluxe is my favorite Pop Smoke song ever.
I gotta listen to it.
She
again.
fell in love with the vibe.
My shit is
that design.
My shit is the one with Ace Boogie. I'm in New York, Mellow, light skin.
Hello.
Hello. Heat. 24K Golden Mood. Morgan Walton, 7 Summers. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Rockstar, The Baby. Number 8, We Pay, Lil Baby. Number 9, The Woo. Number 10, Go Crazy. It's top 10 songs on. It's only one record that's not a hip hop record in this, and that's the and this might even be who is this? So
rap is pop.
This is a country record. This is a country record. Morgan Wallen has a country record. Yes, I think rap is a new pop music. I honestly do.
Well, that means that rap is dead.
I mean, that's what you want to say? But then that's back to shout out to
I
Homie
mean, I'm
Glasses.
sorry. What did Nas say?
That's
Hip hop is dead.
Shout out to Homie Glasses. It's like a difference between hip hop and rap.
Hip hop is dead.
No, I think hip hop is
I
alive
agree
and
with
well.
rap.
Rap is just.
I agree with rap. I mean, I'm sorry. I agree with Nas. Hip hop is dead. G.
No, I think hip hop is alive and well. I think hip hop is thriving. I think the culture of hip hop is still, a force. I think rap is what rap is, but the culture of hip hop, I think, is still a force.
So rap is what? You a rapper? You've been rapping for what? 14 years? I've been doing it for like 4. You've been rapping for what? 14 years? 15? Okay, yeah. So how do you feel about rap? What do you think?
I feel like rap is in probably one of the best places it's ever been.
So you feel encouraged?
Yeah, I think that
like by everything you see, and I'm not disrespecting any new artists. I don't think anything any of these new dudes are doing is anything worse than what they did before, because before they was doing it with no cameras.
You know
what I mean? So imagine what they could have got away with back then.
Honestly, bro, I love it. I think that, people say rap is a new rock and roll. I agree. I feel like a lot of these young artists.
No, Kanye was the first to say that.
Kanye. Rap is like, I feel him.
Would you vote for Kanye?
In 2024.
Yeah, I feel like in
2020.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have voted for Kanye if he would have
done this 2 years earlier.
No. If he would have started in February.
Earlier than that.
No, February. You have to start before the pandemic, because then, therefore, I know you've been serious.
Okay, that's fair.
His thing is, we argue some marketing campaign for an album, but we haven't got an album. I believe he's serious, but I believe he just, at certain times, is impulsive and like, yo, I want to run for president, so I'm gonna do this. Also, I do believe I told you this before. I think Trump gave him some money before when he was broke, and helped him out of some shit, because he's like, Kanye, I'm gonna help you out, Kanye. Just like, calm down, pay me back, give me extra interest, whatever. I'm gonna help you become a billionaire, and when you do, never turn against me, Kanye. And Kanye was probably like, all right, cool. That was back when everybody loved Trump, because if you listen to every rap, every rap song, even YG said, I always loved him, real influential motherfucker when it came to the business. But now that we know how you feel, fuck Donald Trump, like, you know what I mean? So like, rappers loved him. Kanye was probably the same way, but
he was on Shade 45.
But Kanye was probably one of them rappers that actually like stood by his word and was like, hey, you gave me some money when I was dead. I really believe Donald Trump gave Kanye some money when Kanye was $12 million in debt, or $20 million, whatever $million in debt.
$50 million, he said he was.
Whenever he was in debt, I think Donald Trump gave that man some money, or gave that man an opportunity, or linked him up with somebody that can help him out, where he was able to get some relief. And Kanye was like, hey, you helped me out, so like, I don't care what you did that was bad, as long as you ain't like, we already know Trump grabbed him by the pussy, but like, as long as you ain't, that allegedly, but as long as
you ain't say shit, your ass just said, allegedly.
Allegedly. It is allegedly, is it not? It's allegedly. That's what he did say that.
Stop. One point being, in 2024.
On videotape. On video and audio tape, allegedly, he said on those media.
Stop. Let's get back on subject. Anyway.
No, I'm just saying, like, but so.
Stop.
There has to be a reason you're protecting this person. Like, what does he have on Kanye?
Nah,
like, literally, what does Trump have on Kanye?
I mean,
I know this is like.
No, but real quick, but
what does he have on Kanye?
Nah, but the thing about celebrities is that you gotta understand they don't live in the same world as you. So if financially for Kanye, before this year, because this year hasn't benefited, this has been like the worst.
For everybody that's not rich,
this gotta be if everybody's not. But even this, if some people eating. If you own Amazon, you eating. If you own anything in the medical industry, you are eating.
Wish I would have owned some Amazon stock. I wish I would have bought some Amazon stock.
Like Amazon, you're eating. Medical, pharmaceutical industry, you're eating. So it's like not everybody is going through it. Some people are eating throughout whatever. So if you're one of the people who are eating, his policies and everything else might benefit you. Like him trying to give less. So for Ye, the billionaire he is, like his policies just might actually benefit him. It's not crazy. He even said like, yo, the real estate was booming under him. It probably was for him. It probably like we got to understand, like, just because people have
just because they have one, like just because they're African American,
like
Or
we're
or
a very
actually,
we're
yeah,
a very
me and
vast.
Glasses has some. Actually, I really want to bring Glasses on what song is this, because me and Glasses had the most interesting arguments about what is hip hop, what is rap, and I'm like, Glasses, that's not. He's like, no, I'm here. I'm one of the people that's here to keep the culture in check, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if it worked that way no more. He like, nah, this is the way it's still gonna work. I would love to bring Glasses on here and have
But
his
then that goes back to
unfiltered
what
thoughts.
Ye conversation when he said like, what is the culture? And even the culture, like, who owns the culture? It's not us that own the culture.
What's the culture?
I don't know.
What's the culture?
What is? I don't know.
What is the culture?
I mean, you could say hip hop is the streets because it's from the hoods. You could say the culture of
that's
hip
what
hop
Glasses loves to
is,
tell me. He tells me
the
hip hop is
streets.
the streets, and that if a rapper don't come from the streets,
But
or they don't have no ties to the streets, then they not hip hop. They just a rapper. And I can understand that because I come from the streets, so like I can understand somebody growing up in like Algonquin trying to tell me that they lived that life when they didn't grow up on 55th and Wabash.
Of the streets though? Because I feel like people have a definition of the streets. I just think the streets is just like an inner city neighborhood. Like, I'm not from the streets and like I was out here wilding out doing stuff. Nah, I was like, nah. But like, I feel like, what is the definition of the streets?
That's not from the streets. But again, that's not from the streets. You was from the inner city in Chicago.
Yeah, like I think that I'm from the streets.
Yeah, you from the streets. You are. You from the inner city in Chicago. That's like some kid from Algonquin telling you that they know the streets.
Yes, but look.
Do they know the streets?
No, but I don't know the streets. Like, I know what I know about the streets.
What the hell do you mean you don't know the streets? You know what colors you supposed to wear, don't you?
Yeah, but like not like like I know them.
You know what areas you ain't supposed to supposed to go in?
Yes.
You know when you see certain motherfuckers when they wearing, you not supposed to be around them.
Like, yes, but
what you mean?
I mean, like, yes, but there's certain things that even I don't know. So again, it's like because like remember
that don't mean no. Wait a minute. Understanding the streets and being from the streets.
I understand
that. Completely different. It's completely different than being a gangster. It's completely different than being a street person. It's two completely different things.
But real quick though,
because most of my family is gangbangers and gangsters and street people, but I'm not a street person.
Yeah, but like
I'm from the streets.
Yeah, but I'll even tell you from growing up. I remember in high school
I didn't fuck with that. That wasn't my life.
In high school when I was rapping, people would tell me, "Oh, you can't be rapping because you're not poor or because you're not this." So like there was a certain stigma that you had to have this type of lifestyle specifically growing up, at least because you really hadn't seen anybody come really blow up from like a different
but according
thing.
to you back then, you wasn't living around poor people when you was your entire life.
I never said I wasn't living around poor people.
Exactly. So then you was around it your entire life. So I don't care what they say.
People told me I couldn't do that because I didn't come from a certain thing.
So
I had no story.
What?
I'm just saying that we have to define.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Listen, did you grow up in a single parent home?
I agree with you.
Did you grow up in a single parent home?
I grew up in a no parent home.
Okay then.
But
okay then. No, this is my question. Repeat what you just said.
I grew up in a no parent home. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying that we have to first define what the. I agree.
Yeah, but what's the struggle? But the struggle is what? You gotta grow up poor with no parents and be sad and depressed and grow up in this shit and have to be messed up and have to be ruined as a person and your family gotta ruin your life. Like, is that what it's supposed to be?
Nah, but that was one of the reasons.
I disagree with that notion.
Can you listen?
Go ahead.
That was one of the reasons why I started rapping. I was like, there has to be other people, who feel like me and who, maybe not share the same background as me, but can share some of the same experiences as me. So that's one of the reasons I started doing music. And even now, I would try to like tap back into that phase of, why I originally started doing what I'm like doing. But again, I think first I think
that's some of them isms, man.
I think first we have to define.
You ain't from a billionaire family.
Real quick.
That's them black people isms that we put on each other that I think personally harms one another.
I feel you.
Because I never hear no white person being like, oh well, your family was from a few $1 million of wealth, and my family is from $1 billion, so we struggle like that shit weak. Well, we was from 1,000, or we good like that shit. That's weak.
But
go ahead, my bad.
I feel you, but what I'm saying is this: I think first we have to define what the streets are. To me, if you from the inner city and shit, if every day you had to walk home worrying about shit, you from the streets. You ain't gotta be out here. You shooting people. It's not the definition of the streets. That's just you was on a whole nother type of different time.
Yeah.
You could be from the streets and like, you grew up in the inner city, like you knew people, but you was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. It's nothing wrong with that. You just realized like that wasn't, your lifestyle from an early age. But first you have to define what the streets are. To me, hip hop is from the inner city. It's a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that you can't be, you know, white and involved with
I
something
think it's a color people's thing personally.
inner city thing.
Yeah, but I don't just define it as being black, because I think it was Hispanic kids that was a part of that too, that was even on the fringe, but they were still a part of it.
I mean, but like I was gonna bring it back to my homie DC. Like my DC white, he hip hop as hell.
DC, one of the most influential people in Chicago
Literally,
history.
he white, but he hip hop is like you not gonna never tell DC he not hip hop.
DC was one of the most influential people in Chicago history.
I agree.
Am I wrong?
Nah, you're not wrong.
I'm
Nah,
dead
he's
ass.
mixed. Nah, like DC has mixed some of, like, shout out my engineers DC. DC has mixed some of everybody's music. Like everybody in Chicago.
Am I tripping? Is he not one of the most influential people in Chicago history?
If you know anything about Chicago music for probably the last 10 years, you probably come into contact with DC. Everybody has. And DC still doing, you know, still going out here, still going in the city. You know, he still got his studio up in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you ain't gonna.
Yeah, shout out to C Rich. He recorded.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say was, it's a black thing, but it doesn't mean that you have to be black to be hip hop.
Yeah.
It just means that it's something that's authentic to you. Like, you can't help what like you was born and raised.
We did not
in.
talk about nothing we were supposed to talk about for.
I mean, like go ahead. But like you can't. I mean, it's a good conversation though. But like you can't. Cool. You can't help what you was born and raised in.
Keep this conversation. What is hip hop? That's actually gonna be the name of this episode.
Not like you.
Like, how do you define hip hop?
You can't help what you was born and raised in. Like you said, if you somebody from Algonquin and you like, I'm from the street, whatever. Yeah, I'm from this. Like, no, you not, bro. You're from.
Like, G grew up on 54 from Morgan.
Like, you from safe suburbia, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is a story that comes with that. I think everybody has a story that you can tell. Like, your story maybe be, okay, you were in safe suburbia, but you know, maybe, I don't know, you had depression. It's people who deal with depression.
Yeah, but that's not a hip hop story.
Okay, I agree with you.
You can rap, and see, but this is the thing. I agree with Glasses when he speaks about certain musicians and rappers and be like, well, he's not hip hop, he's a rapper, and I can understand that. Because he tells me all the time, he's like, yo, like, TP, like, you gotta stop, like, acting like you the same as everybody else that grew up around you. Like, you not the same, you different, because you saw what was around you. It's like, that's not what I wanted to do.
No.
But we really are the same though.
No, though.
But we are.
I be telling you this, like, no. It's
but
like
we are though.
No.
But we are though.
No.
But we are though. We all have an opportunity, and we all have to make the best of whatever the opportunity is.
But it's like, you know what I'm saying. You know, having your.
We need more guidance, but that don't mean that we don't have all the same opportunities.
Yes, but guidance is a huge thing though. Like, can you imagine growing up and never, like, at least you had your mom, who was a great example every day. Your mom went out there, worked hard, was a school teacher. She was doing something positive in the community, or doing something positive for herself every day. A lot of people don't even have that example. So it's like, yes, you're the same and you come from the same places, but that don't mean you like them. Like, you saw something different every single day. So it's like, you can compare yourself to them, and like, yeah, sure, they can just think to do the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like that, but then you can look at my family and people that are close to me.
But it's about what you saw every day, bro. You saw your mom.
But it's people that grew up in my same house, people that live with us and did all the same things and never saw the same.
You process it different, bro. Something you process it different. G. I don't know, but you process it different.
That's your opinion. I personally disagree with that. I don't think that everybody is going to be like an entrepreneur or do whatever they want to, but I do believe that people, if you actually want to do something, if you personally decide within yourself that it's something you want to do, you can do it.
I mean, I agree with that. I just think that is.
But I feel like when you come from the hood, or when you come from where I come from, like, people look at you as like thinking you trying to be better than them because you want more than just what you see. And the sad part for me is that, like, my whole thing has just been trying to get my younger brothers to just want more than what they see. But that ain't but just because, like, I got like even like I love the fact that I actually told people that I make music, because, like, I can actually relate to, like, a lot of the music that I make to, like, a lot of these conversations. And even though, like, people can say whatever they want to me about my music, but, like, personally, even like the poet side of being a musician, like, that's my favorite part about being a musician. Is just like, when I say something or I'm listening to a beat and it makes me freestyle something, it's because that's how I felt. So when I hear old school beats, and all my old school beats is about, like, sad thoughts and, like, stuff that went wrong with my family and, like, how I was growing up as a kid, that's what those sounds and those melodies bring to me. But when I hear new shit and when I'm hanging out with you and we hear 808s and trap, we rapping, talking about getting drunk and having fun and doing our thing. You know what I mean? When I hear slow melody stuff, I start getting melodic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I also had a bar. I was like, you can take a. I was like, you take a nigga out the hood, but you can't make him think. I'm sorry. Actually, I take that back. It's you could take a horse to water, but you can't make him think. I'm sorry. You could take a horse out of water, but you can't make him drink.
You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You can take a nigga out the hood, but you can't make him drink.
Exactly. Yes, you remember that. Yes. Actually, I'm sorry. My bad. We've been drinking these Coronas.
You can take a horse out of water. If you taking a horse out of water, bro, you got some other words. Water horse in the water, bro. What the fuck? The horse already fucked up because he in the water.
Actually, I said this is you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Take a nigga out the hood, but you can't make him think. That's a valuable lesson. I learned at the age of 5 when Cuzzo was selling dope and carrying 4 5s. Like, I wrote that bar when I like 4 years ago before I was even rapping. I just wrote a verse because that was on my heart. But like, it's the truth. You can take somebody out the hood, but you can't make them think the same way you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You have to be willing to want to do that. So I understand when people say like, yo, bro, you different, but also at the same time, that horse need that water in order to live. So why can't we look at our people and think that we don't need the knowledge the same way we need the water or the liquor or the weed or the heroin or the crack or the fucking fast food or the McDonald's? Like all of that shit is hip hop. You can ask my girl. I'd be like, yo, these commercials drive me nuts because all these commercials are rap commercials, but they're not black people making these commercials. So it's like hip hop, but it's not really hip hop. It's fake hip hop. It's fake hip hop. It's fake. It's fake.
But again,
it's fake, and I don't rock with that. So it's like, what is hip hop? That's also the thing. Is like you could say from the streets, but like McDonald's got hip hop commercials. So are those from the streets?
Though, like I think that's rap, and also that's why I think rap is pop music now. Like it's popular music, bro. Like it's the new rock and roll. Like it's what rock and roll was.
So then, what
is
hip hop now?
I think hip hop is just this what it comes from first. You know, it's like still the ground level, ground basis, and then it gets to a certain level, and then sometimes it becomes rap, and then some things that are rap still stay hip hop. But I think it's at the ground levels where it came from, and like authentic to its roots as possible. If that makes any sense.
I mean, I guess I still feel like it's all conflated, and I don't really know what's like I understand it, but I feel like in 2015 you could tell me what was hip hop and what's not, but what's hip hop and what's not now.
And that's fair.
If what's hip hop is rapping about selling drugs and murdering people, then anybody can be hip hop.
Yeah, but I don't think that's just what hip hop. Like I think you have more.
Yeah,
artists
but you don't have to do that but you can rap about anything.
Yeah, but I think you have more artists who are rapping about just that. That's like wild hip hop. Like I don't think a lot of people who rapping about selling drugs and things are hip hop. I think some of it is. I also think that even coming with that, you must tell somebody the consequences. You know, I think that, you know, good music is it looks at things from both sides. You know, like, okay, you tell people, yeah, I was doing this and doing that, but don't just say you was doing it. Like, what's the consequences of you doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I listen to Juice WRLD, right?
Yeah, he does talk about.
Like
he talks about doing drugs.
But he talks about being depressed and talks about I shouldn't be doing this.
He talks about dying a lot too.
Talks about dying. So it's like, yeah, he's saying, yeah, I was faded, but it's like, oh, I was faded.
That man literally said, what'd he say?
Told her if I die, I'm gonna die.
I mean, but not even that. Dreams in the room, but what'd he say?
My demons getting closer. Looking at the table, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Looking at my next
this man is 20. This man is 20 years old. Lean with me, rock with me. If you getting high, then pop with me.
Let's get new high, take a new high. Do the shrooms at the pills at the same time with the Hollywood.
I have never been that high before. I don't want to be that high. I'm gonna just keep it G.
But
I don't want to be that high G. I don't want to be fine to that.
But it's like you have other rappers who just tell you, oh, get high, 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 get high.
Yeah, that's also why I respect Future.
Know the horrors of getting high and of doing things. So it's like that to me is like super hip hop. It's like you looking at it from both sides. It's like you looking at it as, you know, man, this is fun, but it's also the downside of it.
Yeah.
It's like it ain't just all fun and games. You know what I'm saying? Even when Jay-Z was doing a thing on like the Fade to Black video, which blew up on Twitter. So when he was talking about selling drugs, we was telling you also like what is like here's a stress you go through.
I didn't even see that.
Here's that, like here's this.
Yeah,
so I
it's
feel like
remorse.
so
I have
like,
survivor's remorse. Do you have survivor's remorse? You know what that is?
Yeah, but like since a young age though.
Yeah, but that's not what I
Like,
asked you. I asked
yeah.
you, do you have survivor's remorse?
Forever, all the time.
For people who don't know what survivor's
It's like
remorse
when you-
is, basically when you make it out of whatever circumstances you made it out of, but there's still people left in your circumstance, so you feel depressed or feel sad in regards to you not being able to uplift those people out of their circumstance.
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I just think that is like. So again, I think there's still even like a Polo G. You know, Polo G will talk about things and not just like I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna shoot you. Okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, and I wanna, and I think as long as you're giving people two sides of the story,
Yeah.
and I think that you're doing what you're supposed to do as an artist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can believe I can agree with that because I posted on Instagram the other day. I was like, the best song, my favorite personal songs are songs that other people would never hear. But that's because like those songs are so real and so hip hop to me. And if you define what the real essence of hip hop is, right? When I send you records, I know you might be listening to 90% of like, man, this is bullshit. But if you actually,
that's strong.
no,
That.
wait a minute, I'm not saying that in a mean way, but just like when you listen to other people's records, they don't register with you the same way that they do to other people, or at least that's how I personally feel. So like when I hear records, I take them in, but certain records I tend to internalize a little bit more. But it's always the more personal records with people that I live with and that stick with me a little bit longer than the records that are more about like having fun. Like like those melodies was like the melody from your song C minor or Feeling Like will stick with me forever, right? Because they cool melodies. But Drift or Alcoholic will live with me forever personally because those because of the musicality of and what you were saying, right? So like certain times when I sing you songs, I might just sing you songs because like yo, I made it and nobody else is gonna ever hear it. So like you might be the only other person that's gonna ever hear that song.
Fair. Well, I appreciate it.
So when you hear it and you like, yo, like these two was good and these two wasn't, like I'm sure the other two wasn't good, but I'm gonna still send you them other two of them other four because I made them all in the same time. So if you hear them all in the same context, you could be like, yeah, they all sound good. Like what you doing with that? Or you can be like, I rock with them two records, but them other two records don't. Or you be like, like yo, like them cool. Like what you plan to do with all of them? Like it's a different response you get from people depending upon the record. But also like when I send people records personally, that don't mean everybody gonna hear them. Because I didn't send at least 100 records to people that nobody ever heard. And I'm sure you didn't send thousands to people that nobody ever heard.
A lot of,
and
honestly,
because you know what I mean?
Honestly, like a lot of records I'll make them and like I just keep it to myself for a while. And it's like I may send them out like 2-3 months after I made them, but it may be somewhere it's like, which is also why I like recording at home because like sometimes I'll say things that's so personal to me I don't really want to say out loud in front of people. So it's like it could be awkward even playing in front of somebody. It's like it's kind of awkward. Like I love this song. For instance, it's a verse. I made a song called "Cross Your Mind." It's actually a song about a woman. So it's a fire record. I love the record, but the verse is really real. I guess some shit that really happened. But it's like, it's kind of awkward to send it to somebody because of like one of the lines I said in there. It's kind of awkward. It's like a very deep bar to me. So it's like, it makes somebody look at you if they didn't know the story and be like, damn, what the fuck? Like, like I was at this girl crew and I was playing it. She turned like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I'm like, yo, just shut the fuck up. Like I was like, not shut the fuck up, but just like, I really wasn't like, yeah, I know, but it's like you just made it awkward now. It's like, nah, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just act like you heard it and just like say, yeah, I really love the song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of records I make, it'll take me a while to get comfortable with sending them to people. Putting them out is actually easier because it's like a lot of times I would always feel like people don't listen. So it's like putting them out would be easier to the world, but as far as sending them to people, to critique and to listen to, it actually be harder than just putting them out into the world. Because you like, people not gonna take this that serious. It's like
see, whatever. And I actually feel the opposite way. Like and this is no disrespect to you, but also like I said, you've been making music for how long?
Like 15 years.
I've been really making music since I literally the first day I freestyle playing Ticket, and I played it for you. And he was like, "Yo, you should make that." And I literally went and made it. That was the day my music career started. Literally, I freestyled when I was drunk. Like I was in my studio and I sent it to you, and you was like, "Man, you should make that." I'm like, "I'm gonna find the beat." And the producer wound up random being from France, so like literally ever since then, that's kind of what it was. But
Machine, right?
Yeah, it was Sheen 187. But literally, like ever since then, I've been making music. So like for me, it's only been like 3-4 years. So for you, you've been doing it for 15 years. I just personally have different feelings about it, because honestly, with me personally, but also I just think it just depends on what music is for you. Like for me, my music, when I make music, I don't necessarily make it to get heard, because honestly, if you look at my catalog and what I got out, I only got about 30 songs out, 35 songs out. But also I feel like the 30 to 35, actually it's probably more like 45 songs. But I also feel like out of the 45 songs I had, if you wanted to pick 10 of those songs and be like, yo, I want to see this dude perform all 10 of them songs, you could watch me perform all 10 of them songs.
Fair.
Between Rolodex and my own stuff, I feel like I got enough, personally, for me to do it. Because honestly, I think about stuff in terms of sets. Like I think you go from like a 30-minute set to a 45-minute set to an hour-long set to an hour-and-a-half set to a 2-hour-long set, which means you're a headliner. And once you had a 2-hour-long set, you a headliner. Like once you had a full 2 hours of records, I feel like I can do a solid 30 minutes. Like now, you might not have heard every record, but I feel like I got 30 records. I mean, not 30 records, but 30 minutes worth of records. Now, obviously, you got a ton, but that's also what I said when I'm saying like you've been making records so long. For me, like for me personally, because I started making records and making music when I was 26, 27. So for me, it's just more so about music is my literal therapy. Like instead of going to a therapist, I just put it on a rap, and then I might send it to you or to the homie, be like, yo, listen to it. And if you say it's dope, then I'd be like, all right, let me think about finishing it. But if you mention the other records in that pool, then like cool. But at least you listen to it, so somebody else got to hear me get that thought off. So it's already out of my hands at that point. Personally, that's how I feel about
Fair.
it. So like it's not about if you like it. It's like you listen to it, and even if you pick some other records, you heard that record. And you might never internalize. Cause I had a bar. I was like, niggas don't be understanding what I'm saying until you go back and you listen to, unto it again. And I really mean that. Like, when I'm done making music, people are like, yo, this motherfucker really did all this other shit and still made music. I'm gonna listen to him like, yo, this nigga was really sad. Like you listen to it all and you think I'm happy, but if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm sad as hell. It's like on some Kid Cudi shit.
I'm even going back and listening to my shit like, nigga, you the fuck, nigga?
Like you alright, bro?
Nigga, you alright, nigga? Like the fuck,
It's
nigga?
just that
like,
young energy. You
like,
just
you
be
good?
young and sad,
But
hoping the world gonna turn out the way you want it to, and then it don't.
But nah, I mean, when I first what I make music for, I mean, sometimes it's for that. Other times, I mean, a lot of times now, cause I got a crib and like a studio in the crib, it's really just to get experiences off, yo. And like honestly, sometimes it just be like when I make songs about women, it just be funny to me. Sometimes it's like this really happened. It's like a lot of people not gonna know this happened like that, or even just about life, just going back and tapping back. Now, honestly, bro, like I think about like I said, the reason I started was because like I felt there was other people like me in the world. Yeah. So now I think about that 16-year-old kid.
But that's what hip hop is to me.
Nah, that like that
if you from somewhere where there was actual poverty around you.
Yeah, like now I think about that 16-year-old kid who maybe might have felt like me. You know what I'm saying? But there was nobody to talk to him. Hopefully I can get it out. When he hears it, I'm like, man, like this relates to me. Like this one bar, I took this from it, and like I took this with it, and this helped me. Yeah. Like this one record, or this 2 songs, or this project. You know what I'm saying? Helped me for life, and I can relate to because like I'm looking back at it, like I was like, yo, why did I fuck with 50 Cent so much? He was raised by his grandma.
Yeah.
It's one of the he got shot and not talking. I can't, but like he was talking about you. Always talking about his grandma crib.
50 Cent. Some of my favorite 50 Cent bars is actually off the Massacre.
50 Cent bar. He said, I've been in this position before, grandma crib, niggas outside of her door. Granted, I've never had people outside of my grandma's door, but I've been in this position before, grandma crib. I think about that every time.
My aunties, uncles.
I think about
Different
that every
day, same
time.
shit. Old Mac Deal. There's doc videos at 102.
I'm crying. I think about that every time. Like you know, I'm going through any adversity in life, it's like, I've been in this position before at your grandma's crib outside of her door. Like, granted, I've never had anybody else. I mean, I probably have, but like not in the same situation of like, you know what I'm saying? That, but you know, so it's like maybe some kid can hear what I'm saying and be like, damn, I relate to that because of this.
God Gave Me Style by 50 Cent is my favorite 50 Cent song.
What's your top 5 50 Cent
call me
records
what you
since we talking
want,
about
black
50?
and ugly, but you can't tell me the Lord don't love me. When my CDs drop, they sell the best. You call it luck, why can't it just be I'm blessed? I'm a track star running through life. I'm chasing my dreams and still I'm yet in the straighten the balance on that triple beam. I zone off really thinking, is there heaven or hell? If so, what happens to a changed man who dies in the cell? I need no answers to these questions. I'm sorry, I need no answers to these questions because time will tell. I got a date with destiny. She's more than a girl. Don't much good come from me, but my music is a gift given from God, so I'm gonna use it. And I literally used to listen to that and be like, yeah, don't much good come from me, but like the stuff I make. So like it's a gift given from God. I'm just gonna use it. Like since I first heard that, I was like, don't much good come from me.
People told me the massacre was weak, man.
Literally from the first time I heard that song, I was like, yo, don't much good come from me other than the stuff that I make on the internet and putting people. Like you got to think about it. You've been watching me on the internet since how long?
18 probably.
So 2008. Like you've been before you knew me. How long was you watching me on the internet?
09.
So you've been watching me
2010.
So before you knew me, you was watching me on the internet since 09.
Yeah, 09.
So before you knew me, we got cool in 09, but that was before, but that was after you saw me on the internet. Like you saw me on the internet before I ever shot one of your videos. So like motherfuckers don't really understand. Like I've been grinding at this shit for like literally like 11 years.
I mean, I've been putting out content since 2007.
Yeah,
but I think the first time I put out a record was like 2007. So
crazy.
But also that's why at this point, like when it comes to putting, I'm just like, so like whatever, because it's just like I've been putting out content for like 13. I've had people critique me for 13 years. So it's just like,
yeah, I feel like low key I've been famous since like I was 17. Because the first time I ever did the original TPJ show which
was fire. You could never do that right now.
Back when we was on Ustream and we was prank calling people and I was telling people I'll pull up on them in a blue Jag with some black
people
spinners
used to be
on it.
Mad as hell,
man. Oh my God, bro. Like if you was around back then. So like I honestly personally feel like I've been famous somewhat since I was 17. So like I just used to always listen to that 50 record and just be like, man, like don't much good come. Like I know I might be doing something that's like goofy or whatever, like, but if I keep doing this shit, I'm gonna make it out of this motherfucker. Cause literally, even if you think about some of the early videos, we shot them shits in like even what's the video you did with G.O.D. Jules?
Nobody Cares.
Yeah, Nobody Cares. We shot that in my neighbor's basement because it looked like it was degraded. You know what I mean? That video actually got taken down on Vimeo the other day.
Why?
Because they said it was like some content in there that was whatever.
And you did have a whole like you did have a World War II footage.
I mean, it's World War II.
Yeah, you did have World War II footage.
What song is this? Get your outro out.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, Pavy World, all one word. Go check out I Just Feel Like Rapping 2 out right now.
Yeah, man. Go get soundcloud.com/speaker SPKR. Go listen to some of my music. Hear some of my depressed thoughts. Go listen to my album. It dropped on my birthday, even though COVID was happening and the George Floyd thing was happening. But I still dropped it because I felt like it was worthy. So if you listen to our sports stuff, we do music, but we talk music. And as you can see, it's not really on no disrespectful stuff. Because honestly, the older I get, the more I get a appreciation for everybody. And I realize like all of the rap, like who's the best rapper thing is kind of stupid. So, yeah, man, it's been your boy TPJ. It's been What Song Is This? Shout out to the homie Marcelino for co-creating this. And we'll get up with y'all later, man. Peace out.